Find me any pilot, just something with engines. General Mercer barked, pointing at maps littered in red. A unit stranded and no backup in sight. A staffer quietly spoke up. We've got one Su-25 pilot ready and waiting. He scoffed. A frog foot? That thing's a relic. But less than 3 minutes later, a deep rumbling engine ripped overhead. A ground attack jet slicing so low it shook the glass. Mercer jumped to his feet. Who the hell's flying that bird? The setting, Blackridge Forward Operations Base. Echo 7 was stuck deep in Insurgent Zone V9. Reports confirmed enemy fire closing in fast. Support delayed by interference in the airwaves. General Mercer snapped again. Get anyone in the air, just fighters, and I need them here in under 15. The staff rattled off options. F-22S grounded. Typhoons mid-refuel. A junior officer cautiously added, "There's a pilot just outside the zone. She's flying a Su-25 SM and says she's ready." Mercer shook his head. Not asking for a flying tractor. Give me fighters. But suddenly, satellite pinged a warning. A Su-25 was inbound towards Zone B9. No orders, no clearance. Who signed off on that launch? One officer asked. The response came fast. No one. She just heard the distress and took off. The ops room buzzed with unease. Mercer snatched the mic. Unidentified Su-25. State your ID and return to base. That's an order. Nothing but static. The comms officer flipped frequencies. Su-25 in V9 airspace. Do you read? More silence. Then the radar tech looked up. She's flying in silent, but her heading's locked on the infantry's last known. Mercer slammed his palm on the table. She's busting every regulation we've got. Who is she? The support tech checked the logs. Callsign Nighthawk 21. But sir, there's no one active under that name. Mercer leaned in. What do you mean no one? I mean, Nighthawk 21 was removed from all rosters. Retired, said a senior officer, glancing up. That tag was deactivated after Operation Iron Veil 3 years ago. Silence took the room. The radar still hummed, showing that lone Su-25 closing in. Mercer stared at it. Pull everything we've got on Nighthawk 21. Sir, that file's sealed. Don't care if it's buried under Central Command. I've got a rogue pilot in a war zone. I want answers. Just then, the radio crackled. Any station, this is Echo 7. We're pinned down, taking heavy fire. Need air cover now. This is base. Support is inbound. How long? We're not going to hold. Before anyone could reply, a clear female voice broke through. Echo 7, Nighthawk 21. Here. I see your position. The room froze. Mercer leaned into the mic. Nighthawk 21, you're not cleared for this op. Return to base, he ordered. Her voice came back calm and focused. Echo 7 needs help. I'm in place to give it. Nighthawk 21, that's a direct command. RDB now. A beat passed. General, with respect, those troops don't have time to wait on red tape. Silence. Then Echo 7's voice returned, tense and cracking. Any air at all, please? We're out of time. Mercer stared at the radar, then the mic. A long pause. Then finally, Nighthawk 21, you are cleared to engage. There was no reply. She'd already started her run. I stopped waiting for orders the day I waited too long and lost everyone before thanks could be said. The Su-25 dropped in low, hugging radar at 300 feet, creeping forward slow, the unmistakable attack jet silhouette. On the ground, troops shouted, "That's a frog foot. We've got air." General Mercer darted to the screen, reading the label. Nighthawk 21. No unit attached. Over internal comms, her voice came through, calm and sharp. Nighthawk 21 on station. Mark targets. Kill the lasers. I'm going visual. The coordination tech yelled back. What? That's analog aiming? No one flies visual in this kind of fog. Someone muttered. But the next sound silenced doubt. The thunder of twin cannons tore through the air. Seconds later, 3 enemy artillery nests erupted in fire. The infantry cheered. That was pinpoint air support. Someone asked, "Who is she?" As she pulled off, Nighthawk 21's voice hit the net. Echo 7 will survive. Exiting airspace. They scrambled to keep contact, but she cut the channel before anyone could get a name. The ops room sat still, the gravity of it sinking in. A junior analyst whispered, "Did she just pull off perfect CS using visual aim in near-blind conditions?" The radar tech leaned in closer. Her flight path was something else. Hugged the ridges, stayed below terrain shadow, and came in from a vector that gave flawless target spacing. Mercer hit the mic again. "Nighthawk 21, come in. We need your debrief." No answer. "Nighthawk 21, that's a direct command. Return to base now." Still dead air. Then Echo 7 patched in again, voices shaking with relief. "Base, this is Echo 7. The artillery is gone. That pilot. I've never seen CS that exact. Can you confirm?" Someone asked. 3 hidden gun emplacements taken out clean. No overspray, no blue on blue, and all with no target locks. Our own systems couldn't even acquire. A tech officer dug into the logs. She fired only 58 rounds from the cannons. Heads turned. 58? Someone repeated. Most would burn triple that for the same effect. Mercer faced his staff. "How the hell is that even possible?" An older voice cut in. It came from a retired attack pilot turned advisor. "Sir, that kind of precision. That's not just skill. That's years of flying where a miss wasn't an option." "What do you mean?" Mercer asked. "I mean," the man said quietly, "whoever Nighthawk 21 is, she's flown where every shot had to count. No margin. No retries." The comms tech tried again. "Nighthawk 21, are you reading? Please respond. We just want to say thank you." Still nothing. Then Echo 7 cut in again. "Base, we're mobile. Moving to the evac point now. Just wanted to say that pilot saved all 12 of us." General Mercer sank into his chair. 12 soldiers alive because someone ignored orders. "I said no frog foots," he muttered. "I made it clear. I wanted fighters, nothing else." If she'd listened. He didn't finish. He didn't need to. A junior officer approached, cautious. "General, should we report the unsanctioned op?" Mercer stared at the display showing Echo 7 moving safely. "Report what?" "That someone not on our roster flew a flawless CS op and saved a dozen men?" "Well, yes, sir." "Protocol." Mercer said dryly, "Protocol would have left Echo 7 in pieces while we waited on the proper paperwork." The room went quiet again. Then the radar tech broke in. "Sir, the Su-25's gone off our scopes. She's completely out of range now." "Any clue on her heading?" "No, sir. She dipped below radar and used the hills to vanish." Mercer turned to the officer who'd first brought up Nighthawk 21. "You said her call sign was retired after Iron Veil." "Yes, sir." "What exactly happened during Iron Veil?" The man hesitated. "Sir, I'd need clearance. Files are restricted." "Then get clearance," Mercer said flatly. "Sir, that process." "Don't care. Someone just saved 12 soldiers. I want to know who and why she's not on any list." As they began accessing the sealed files, Echo 7's final message came through. "Base, this is Echo 7. We've made it to extraction. Tell Nighthawk 21. We owe her our lives." Mercer leaned into the mic. Copy that, echoes 7. Welcome back. Base, one last thing. Whoever she was, the way she flew, the way she hit those targets, this wasn't normal air support. What do you mean? Mercer asked. I mean, the voice said, this was someone who's done it before. Where close enough wasn't good enough. I'm not listed on today's mission either. But I fly because once I waited and no one came. After the rescue, Mercer ordered a full inquiry. Who is Nighthawk 21? No one had her listed, but an older technician suddenly remembered. Nighthawk 21 had once belonged to a pilot pulled from active service after Iron Veil. They dug up the records. Name, Elena Markova. Su-25 pilot, decorated for navigating her squadron through a zone where comms and GPS had been fried by enemy jammers. 18 troops saved, but she'd launched without clearance, so they grounded her. She vanished after that. Never logged another flight. One technician said she left with a final line. As long as someone's down there needing help, I'll keep flying. Mercer didn't say much. Then he gave his order. Put Nighthawk 21 back on the emergency list. And next time, don't judge a pilot by the aircraft. The text scanned further. General, there's more about Iron Veil. Go ahead, Mercer said, leaning closer. That op was doomed from day one. They sent in a mixed squadron based on bad intel. Mercer narrowed his eyes. What kind of intel? The reports missed one thing, the tech answered. The enemy had advanced SAM systems. None of that was in our briefings. They were also running heavy jamming. GPS and radios went dead. That's when a quiet senior officer finally spoke. I remember Iron Veil. We lost 6 aircraft and 22 crew in the opening wave. The tech gave a grim nod. That's when Markova launched. No orders, no backup. She flew blind. No comms, no NAV, just visuals, right into enemy airspace. And somehow, she found all 18 survivors spread over 30 square miles of hostile ground. Mercer leaned in, eyes fixed on the file. How'd she pull off a rescue without comms? She didn't organize it, sir, the tech said. She did it. Meaning? Mercer asked. The senior officer replied, she flew the shield. Made herself the target, while rescue teams pulled people out. She went back? Mercer said. Not once. 17 separate runs. 8 hours of flying straight into SAM fire again and again. The room fell quiet, the weight of it settling over everyone. The tech picked up again. On her last run, she got hit bad. Hydraulics gone, engine failing, NAV wrecked. But she still landed. Barely. Emergency touchdown on a frozen highway 20 miles out. Aircraft didn't make it. She did. Mercer looked up, stunned. So why was she suspended? The officer's tone went cold. She broke direct orders. HQ had canceled all further rescue attempts. Said it was too dangerous. She was told not to attempt a rescue. Told to stand down, he confirmed. Command had accepted those 18 as lost. The words hung heavy. And she flew anyway, Mercer murmured. She flew anyway. He shut the file. What happened during the hearing? The technician scanned the notes. She was told, take the reprimand, keep flying, or defend her decision and be discharged. What did she pick? She said, and I quote, I won't apologize for saving 18 people. If that gets me kicked out, so be it. So they cut her loose. The same pilot who pulled off the best combat rescue we've seen in decades. One of the comms techs chimed in. What about the one she saved? 15 went back to duty. 2 were medically retired. 1 became an instructor. And they all testified. Every last one of them. They petitioned command to reverse the decision. Didn't work? Mercer asked. The officer shook his head. Command said reversing it would set the wrong example. They made it official. Mercer stood, walked over to the window facing the runway. So she got thrown out for saving lives. That's the summary, sir. The room was still. Mercer turned again. And now she's still out there. Still flying alone. The tech nodded slowly. The files note 17 unsanctioned rescues in the last 3 years. All happened when official teams were told to stand down. Too risky. 17? Mercer echoed. 17 times someone got air support from a ghost aircraft. No request. No thanks. Just showed up, finished the job, vanished. Mercer faced the team. Show me the trend. Maps hit the table. Pins and notes already marked. The comms officer pointed. All of them. Every operation followed a mission cancellation. And the timing? Mercer asked. In every case, she flew in within hours of command pulling the plug. Mercer traced the line on the map with his finger, absorbing it. Feels like she's tapped into our comms. Like she's listening for every call we choose not to answer. Sir, that would mean she's accessing secured military channels, one officer said. She used to have access, Mercer replied. Maybe she never lost it. A security analyst spoke up cautiously. If she's still inside those systems, that's a major breach. Mercer turned to him. 17 rescues. 67 people brought back. 0 deaths. And you're worried about encryption? Sir, the regulations. Regulations said Echo 7 had to wait and die while we check boxes. Is that what you prefer? The room went quiet. Mercer gave his order. Reinstate Nighthawk 21. Not officially. Emergency use only. But sir, she's not in the system anymore, the officer pushed. Then don't log it. Just make it possible. Possible how? Make sure when no one else can answer, there's a channel left open. Just in case. The senior officer finally nodded. A fallback. When official help fails. Exactly, Mercer said. And what if she doesn't want to come back? Asked the tech. Mercer looked down at the ops map still lit from Echo 7's extraction. She already came back. We're just catching up. Comment for the one who launched anyway. If you believe some orders get answered before they're even spoken. 3 days later, just before sunrise, a lone Su-25 emerged through the mist at Auxiliary Field D-12. No pilot was seen in the cockpit. Only a single note. I'm not here for thanks. Just for proof they made it out alive. Echo 7 later mailed up a badge engraved simply. To Nighthawk 21, who saw us before radar did. No one ever saw Elena Markova again. But in every zone too hot for anyone else, a signal would quietly flash across the board. Nighthawk 21 in vicinity. General Mercer drove out to Field D-12 that same morning after reports of an unregistered aircraft landing. The old Frogfoot was sitting right there on the strip. No clearance. No flight record. Security had locked it down, but Mercer waved them off. Stand back. I need to see it. He approached the aircraft, climbed to the cockpit, and found the paper. After reading it, he just stood there a moment. Quiet. Thoughtful. A maintenance NCO walked up. Sir, should we impound this thing? Mercer glanced over the old attack jet. Despite its age, it looked combat ready. Every line told a story. How's the condition? Sir, this bird's cleaner than most of our fleet. Someone's been taking care of her. Serious care. Any clue where it's been? No record, sir. But from the tweaks and wear, I'd say it's been solo for years. Mercer circled the aircraft slowly, eyes scanning the hull. Reinforced armor. Custom avionics. Modified countermeasure systems. Everything adjusted by someone who understood combat. Not theory. Survival. Sergeant, have this aircraft moved to Hangar 4 behind security. but don't process it as evidence. Sir? Treat it like a reserve unit. Someone might need it again. Word about the ghost aircraft spread fast around the base. Pilots began stopping by, eager to see the machine that had pulled off the impossible. Check these modifications, one pilot said. Whoever flies this knows exactly what they're doing. That targeting system's been rebuilt from scratch, another added. This is elite work. And look at the ammunition setup. Optimized for maximum output with almost no waste. A veteran attack pilot leaned closer, inspecting every detail. This isn't just maintenance, he murmured. This is personal. How do you mean? Someone asked. I mean, someone loved this aircraft. That kind of care? It comes from the heart. General Mercer returned the next morning, badge in hand, the one Echo 7 had sent. He placed it inside the cockpit, right where the note had been left. A security officer stepped up. Sir, we've had reports someone's visiting the aircraft at night. Did you run it down? We tried, but whoever it is slips past every patrol. Mercer gave a faint smile. Maybe they're not meant to be caught. Sir? Some things work better when we don't get in the way. Over the next few weeks, ground crews kept noticing the same strange detail. The frog foot was always spotless, always fueled, always combat ready. Yet nobody ever logged a maintenance request. It's like she gets service when no one's watching, a crew chief reported. By who? No clue, sir. But they know these systems better than we do. Mercer issued a quiet directive. Hangar 4 would stay secure, but after-hours access restrictions would remain flexible. Nobody needed to say it out loud. Someone was keeping the aircraft flight ready, and the base was going to let it happen. What do we call this arrangement? His deputy asked. Mercer looked toward the hangar. We call it insurance. For when the system doesn't show up. Comment, I'd fly cover for that jet any day. If you believe trust is earned in the sky, not on paper. At base HQ, a small metal plaque was mounted. No name. Just the silhouette of a Su-25 cutting through heavy clouds. Beneath it, a single line. Nighthawk 21. It became legend fast. New pilots were quietly briefed. If someone calls for air support and no one answers, Nighthawk 21 might have heard it already. And if you spot an old frog foot tucked away somewhere not listed on any manifest, don't touch it. That aircraft belongs to someone who gets there before the orders do. The plaque slowly became a symbol among the crews. Rookies would ask. Veterans would answer carefully, always with respect. Who was Nighthawk 21? Someone who understood that saving lives matters more than checking boxes. Is she still flying? A veteran once answered quietly. She flies, when she's needed. What started as an unofficial act became something rare in military aviation. Whenever official channels declared the risk too high. Whenever command ordered teams to stand down. One final option remained. A quiet frequency never formally logged, yet somehow always answered. A call sign absent from every roster, but always present when it mattered most. An aircraft nobody officially serviced, yet somehow always armed, fueled, and ready. General Mercer stepped down 2 years later. At his farewell ceremony, he addressed a room full of pilots. You'll face moments where the manual doesn't help. Moments where what's right doesn't match what's written. And when you do, he said, eyes fixed on the Nighthawk 21 plaque, remember this. The mission isn't to follow the book. It's to bring your people home. Sometimes the real work happens outside the wire. That doesn't make it wrong. It makes it necessary. After the send-off, a new note appeared inside the aircraft cockpit in Hangar 4. Thanks for understanding that some things matter more than protocol. Signed simply. In 21. Colonel Dana Reeves, Mercer's successor, quietly kept the Nighthawk arrangement alive. When questioned about it, she repeated his words. Not every capability fits inside standard procedure. That doesn't mean it should be discarded. Over the next 3 years, the old Frogfoot flew 12 more missions. Each time it appeared when official teams couldn't respond. Each time it disappeared the moment the job was done. The Nighthawk 21 plaque gained deeper meaning among aircrews. It wasn't just about one pilot anymore. It became about the belief that some missions mattered too much to wait for permission. New recruits were brought before the plaque. No speeches. Just silence and understanding. They weren't being welcomed into a squadron. They were being welcomed into a promise. Do whatever it takes to bring people home. And somewhere, parked just beyond the official records, that old attack jet remained ready. Someone was still maintaining it. Someone who understood that duty doesn't end when the paperwork does. Years later, one final line was added beneath the plaque. Just 8 words. For those who fly when others choose not to. When the call comes, answer it. No matter what.